Welcome back to Peer-Guided DBT Lessons, provided by DBT Skills Application, Peers Helping Peers. This week's lesson, marked 1-1 in our Mindfulness Module, we will be looking at an introduction to mindfulness. Please keep in mind that we're simply peers helping peers, working together to bring about more peaceful, constructive, and ultimately happier lives. In other words, a life worth living. To get us started, let's take a look at the wandering mind. A research project presented by psychologists Matthew A. Killingsworth and Daniel T. Gilbert of Harvard University was described in the journal Science. A human mind is a wandering mind, and a wandering mind is an unhappy mind, Killingsworth and Gilbert write regarding their research results. The ability to think about what is not happening is a cognitive achievement that comes at an emotional cost. A human mind is a wandering mind, and a wandering mind is an unhappy mind? Humans, unlike animals, spend a lot of their time ruminating about past events. And unlike animals, spend a lot of their time worrying about what might occur in the future. And unlike animals, humans even spend a lot of their time contemplating events that may never occur. Mind wandering, thinking about what is not going on around them, indeed appears to be the default mode of operation of the human brain. Killingsworth and Gilbert write regarding their research results that the average human minds are wandering 46.9% of the time. It was also reported that at least 30% of the time their study subject's mind was wandering regardless of their current activity, with the exception of making love. Mind wandering appears ubiquitous across all activities, says Killingsworth. This study shows that our mental lives are pervaded, to a remarkable degree, by the non-present. Mind wandering is an excellent predictor of people's happiness, Killingsworth says. In fact, how often our minds leave the present and where they tend to go is a better predictor of our happiness than the activities in which we're engaged. Have you ever sat down with a snack and looked down to find you had nothing left except an empty container, with little memory of eating it, without even tasting it? Well, most of us have. This is a clear example of a wandering mind, or a mind operating in autopilot mode. When was the last time you drove your car or rode as a passenger and only after arriving at your intended destination, realizing that you didn't remember most of what occurred during the trip? Whenever we give our control over to autopilot, our attention is focused in our wandering minds. Therefore, we are not truly present in our own lives. When we live our lives this way, it is common to miss seeing the beauty of life and even fail to notice the messages our bodies are sending to us. As busy and interconnected the world we live in has become, it's easy to understand why we give ourselves over to autopilot so much of our time. We tend to get lost in the struggle of doing, getting things done, accomplishing in autopilot, instead of really living. When we're on autopilot, our attention is being swept along by a never-ending current of thought processes, often getting stuck in automatic conditioned ways of thinking and living that could even be harmful to ourselves or others. Mindlessness could be compared to habit and automatic versus controlled processing. These functionally fixed processes can cause rigid, unvarying behavior that may occur with little or no conscious awareness. In this state of mind, a person relies on categories and distinctions that were formed in the past in similar contexts. Here we have a simplistic example of context-dependent information being accepted as absolute fact. A person who was snapped at by a golden retriever as a child might conclude that all golden retrievers are untrustworthy, even possibly that all dogs are dangerous. If that same person had a mother who was afraid of golden retrievers, she may have confirmed that conclusion. All golden retrievers are dangerous. This information may well have been accepted as absolute fact. When information is viewed as absolute versus conditional, the mind finds no need to critically examine the information, therefore fails to recognize alternative aspects of the situation. As a result, alternative meanings or uses of that information are not even considered. That person may never consider that this particular dog was the exception, not the rule. Acting on habit of autopilot, they may never take time to consider the nature of other golden retrievers. They have already decided that they are bad, untrustworthy, and dangerous. No need to look for alternatives in their mind. As a result of not mindfully paying attention to any other than their accepted facts, they will never see that a golden retriever could be one of the best friends they could ever have, or that one could have made one of the most reliable pets for their children due to their typical nature. Mindfulness is the opposite of wandering mind, autopilot, or mindlessness. It means that a person wakes up and takes control of the steering wheel of their attention again. The practice of mindfulness is maintaining a moment-to-moment awareness of our experiences without judgment. It is the moment-by-moment awareness of what we are thinking, emotions we are feeling, physical sensations we are experiencing, along with what is occurring in our surrounding environment. John Kabat-Zinn, PhD, founding executive director of the Center for Mindfulness in Medicine, defines mindfulness as paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, and non-judgmentally. Paying attention means to wake up, step out of the current of automatic thoughts and behaviors, notice, focus on, and be aware of your thoughts, your feelings, emotions, your physical sensations, your actions, and your surroundings. Paying attention on purpose is to take control of the steering wheel of your mind. Mindfulness is the conscious and deliberate focus on the direction of our attention. It is the act of placing our focus of attention where we choose the focus to be. When we are conscious participants of our attention's focus, we can live more consciously, or in other words, more awake. We're more fully ourselves when we are consciously aware of ourselves and our surroundings. Paying attention in the present moment. Paying attention mindfully means that we are completely engaged in experiencing the present moment. In the present moment equals in the here and now. We can't be ruminating in the past if we are focused on the now. We can't worry about the future if we're focused on the now. But likewise also can't focus on the present if we're focused on the past or the future. Paying attention non-judgmentally. Paying attention mindfully means that we are just noticing, paying attention to, and experiencing our thoughts, feelings, or sensations. We avoid judging or labeling them in any way and without automatically believing them or taking them personally. By simply observing, we can become a watcher of our sense perceptions, emotions, and thoughts as they occur, without being swept away in their current. This decreases the likelihood that we will automatically think and act in our old habitual manners. We will find we have more freedom of choice in our lives. The Mindfulness Module forms the foundation for the remaining 3 DBT modules. The Distress Tolerance, Emotion Regulation, and Interpersonal Effectiveness modules require a basic knowledge and understanding of the mindfulness skills for full effectiveness. Learning and incorporating mindfulness skills creates a greater awareness of our thoughts, feelings, impulses, and behaviors. Gaining this awareness gives us the power to better regulate our emotions as well as the ability to choose more effective actions. And now the what and how skills. Mindfulness what skills are exactly as they sound. What I do to be mindful. The 3 what skills are observing, describing, and participating. Mindfulness how skills explain how to do the what skills. The 3 how skills are non-judgmentally, one mindfully, and effectively. Now let's take a look at the 3 states of mind. Reasonable mind is that state of mind where a person gathers information and makes decisions based purely on logic, without considering any emotions involved in the situation. Emotion mind is the state of mind in which someone gathers information and makes decisions based purely on their emotions, regardless of the lack of logic involved. Wise mind is a balance between logical mind and emotional mind. In this state of mind, a person considers things rationally while also considering their feelings. This balance makes it possible to acknowledge intense emotions from a non-judgmental point of view while incorporating logic to make more effective and healthier behavioral choices. Mindfulness helps one to achieve the wise mind state. In the state of conscious awareness we call mindfulness, a person is inherently aware of the context and content of information. It is described as an awareness turned inward towards a current felt experience. Mindfulness simply seeks to be aware of what is, while retaining an openness to novelty. Be sure to check the video description in the comments below. You'll find a link to the website lesson that accompanies this video. You'll also find links to the handouts and worksheets created to complement this video. And while you're there, if you found this video helpful, be sure to like it. Be sure to join us next time in our peer-guided DBT lessons as we look at the what skills of mindfulness. And be sure to check out our YouTube channel where the entire DBT course is now available. Thanks for watching. See you next time.